Hey, this is MassX with a new revenue video, and yes, we have our July revenue report that has been released by the great people at Gacha Revenue. Go and support them. I'll have a link in the description. I usually like to wait a few days just to make sure there isn't any big discrepancies. You can remember, again, take all this with a grain of salt because it's all done with algorithms. Some official data, some not. Some of it has to be manipulated. But again, as we saw last month, it was off by quite a bit. So I have not seen anything yet. But again, take it with a grain of salt. So we're looking over July, and of course there's no shockers here. Okay, Zenless Zone 0, 68.8 million. That is China alone. Pretty crazy. Love and Deep Space still making it an absolute insane amount of money. Not on global yet. That Husbando Gacha game is just doing bonkers. Globally, Zenless Zone 0 did 31 million. So basically you're looking at pretty much 100 million plus on Zenless Zone 0 its first month. You would expect no less, even though honestly I'm not a big fan of the game. Tried it out, played in one of the betas, just never did it for me. Moved on. Naruto Mobile, which we will probably never see on global, still, even though it dropped, still over 20 million. Pretty crazy stuff. Let's go ahead and take a look for some of the games that I like to follow. Of course, we got Weathering Waves in China, dropping a bit to 16.5, still impressive in and of itself. Nikkei on global up, which you would expect with summer events. There's been a lot of backlash a little bit on the last month of Nikkei. Let's go ahead. Weathering Waves in global dropped significantly from 27 million to 13. Again, I wouldn't be sweating it. Then we've got one that I've been watching for some time with one other one, Umamase, pretty derby, which will be coming out globally. Still doing pretty crazy numbers, 13 to 12 million, so nothing big there. Soul Leveling Arise global, dropping from 19 to 11. No big deal there. It's probably going to sit in that 10 million range. It's got such a fan base at this point that it's going to be pretty strong unless they screw it up for the rest of the year. I don't see that happening. I left the game. I took a break from basically almost everything over the summer. I haven't decided what I'm going to go back to, what I'm not, or if I'm just going to lay low until some of the releases I'm really looking forward to drop. Let's see what else we got there. Snowbreak Containment Zone just keeps making more and more money. Man, talk about the comeback of the year. I know I repeat this multiple times, but it is crazy. Epic 7, they had an insane character release for July, and it shows their numbers going from 2.9 to 7 million. I'm still playing that for fun right now. I started a brand new account, just playing very casually though on it. Summoner's War, ironically, which I don't normally speak about, was at 10, went to 7. They've got their 10th anniversary going on now, plus a JiuJitsu Kais collab, which I did a short video on. They're going to make, my guess is they're going to have a huge jump next month because of that. I actually went in and created an account about a week before the collab came out. And actually, I've been having fun with it. I haven't played Summoner's War in quite some time. And just doing the grinding, it's crazy what they give you, kind of like Epic 7 if you're a new player, to get you caught up quickly. Good stuff from both if you're looking for some something a little older, for a little nostalgia if you played it previously. Would highly recommend either. In particular, Summoner's War right now with that JJK collaboration going on. Heaven Burns Red, the other one I've been watching, been playing the Japanese version because that's the only way it's really been able to be played, and I have it on my tablet right now just to refresh my recollection because it is coming out globally. As you can see, 5 million in Japan, didn't even drop at all, pretty much the same. That's what you'd expect out of that. Let's go ahead and see. Oh yeah, 11 Deep Space Global. I thought it wasn't available global. Maybe I'm wrong, but boy, that's a heck of a jump. And boy, I was wrong. It is available on global. Just went and double checked. Boy, I must have had a brain spasm there, but when I was talking about before. But yeah, look at that, 1.9 to 5 million globally. That just keeps going and shows there is a market for that. And someone has been able to finally release a good game according to most reviews of it, and you can see it in the numbers. So kudos for that company for stepping up. AFK Journey, 8 to 5 million, still slugging along. I don't think that's going to go anywhere at all. Let's go ahead and look here, see if anything else pops out. JiuJitsu Kais and Phantom Parade, like I've talked about before, which I play a lot, took a big drop from 9 to 2.5 million. That's because their half ante is over with. They had some insane banners. I think 2 videos on it, and was a ton of fun, ton of great characters that I see being used for a long time in the game. And yeah, it is now slowed back up with all that ending, so no shocker it dropped off there. I really wish that would come out globally, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that because I know licensing with JJK is an absolute mess. Let's see what else we got here. Snowbreak Containment Zone Global doubled its revenue, 700,000 to 1.4 million. And let's see what else we got here. Azer Lane, they're about to come into their, for global at least, 6-year anniversary. So I expect them to have big numbers once that drops this month. I know they're having their stream next week, if I'm not mistaken. That will be pretty big for them. Let's go ahead, see if there's anything else that really interests me, at least what I'm going to talk about today. Grand Summoners has been kind of on global, pretty low for them. They usually stay in the million category, but honestly, they haven't had any huge banners. They had a rerun of One Punch Man, so I expect them. They just had a live stream last week announcing Kill la Kill coming back, but it's also going to have Awaken characters, so they're probably going to have a nice little jump after that. I just don't see that game going anywhere. Echo Calypse, Scarlet Covenant keeps dropping down to 300,000. I dropped that game right at their half-year anniversary. I got sick of the developers in that game, and apparently a lot of people are at this point. That game used to bring in over $1 million plus a month, and they pretty much have killed it at this point, which is a shame. I had fun with it until they just really got absolutely crazy with their monetization. Yeah, even in Japan, it's not doing anything. Echo Calypse, pretty bad stuff there. I was trying to see, never got Black Clover Mobile in Japan. Absolutely horrendous. I still to this day do not know why they keep those servers open. They should be combining them into one. The banners are pretty much lined up at this point, but again, that's their choice. Speaking of Black Clover Mobile, where is the global numbers? I know they were pretty bad, which has a lot of people concerned. I think they're really trying to find their footing, but yeah, I went from 1 million to 600,000. I think it's only the second time they've gone under $1 million. They do have some big releases coming with a new Asta, so I expect those numbers to improve. But they've made some major changes in that game. Some people love them, some people don't. I think the good outweighs the bad, but for some reason, this particular developer just can't get their pulse on everything all the time. But they keep trying, so I give them credit for that. That's pretty much gonna wrap it up. No real shockers here. Nothing that I'm thinking EOS today that I talked about. Not, I think Echo Calypse are going to just run that into the ground before they stop it. But let's take a look, see what else we see here. Yeah, and things that we would just expect on this lower end. Girls Frontline still clocking in with 60K. I have to assume that may go away once Girls Frontline 2 drops into global, which was announced, but no hard date yet. That'll be interesting to see if they keep that going, because it's just not making much at this point. But yeah, I think that is it at this point. Alrighty, well, no shockers. We knew Zenless would be there at the top. And for me, my eyes are all focused on Black Clover Mobile these days to see. Again, I think it's not going anywhere. I think the end of the year, what their total revenue is, it will be interesting to see where they choose it. But that particular developer, I know they have at least one game currently in development, but they have nothing else out in global. So I just don't see them pulling that game anytime soon because of that. I believe they even made a statement publicly that the game is not going to EOS anytime. So, but again, you can't believe them. I mean, if the money dries up, the money dries up. They don't have a choice in the matter. But with that, as always, please like and subscribe. It helps a lot. Have a great day.